hopefully those of you who are here for the first time will find your way back again and be able to experience the per se dining room, the main dining room, as we call it, up front tonight. If you didn't get a chance to see it, certainly when you're finished with your dinner tonight, if you want to stroll up there and peek in, you're more than welcome to. You know, it's a restaurant. Make yourselves at home. It's very important to treat us like it's yours almost. Tonight we're going to start off the menu with something that we've been serving for 17 years at the French Onion, certainly here for the past 7. It's Hawaiian Hearts of Palm, comes from the peach palm tree. And you know, sustainability is something that is, is really very important word today. It's something that we throw around almost like we threw around organic, 5 or 6 years ago, and everything is about sustainability and being organic and being environmentally sound and carbon footprints and all these other catchphrases that we hear. Well, John Mood, who owns a 25-acre peach palm orchard on the Big Island, Hawaii, has been farming this orchard for the past 30 years, and of course without damaging or killing any of the palm tree. And he does that by harvesting what are known as the suckers, or the offshoots that come off the palm trees, and that's where he actually gets the hearts of palm. Historically, hearts of palm, which were grown basically in South America, a little bit in Hawaii, they would cut down the young palm trees and kill the palm tree to get the hearts of palm. Well, John, who is who has been very much in the forefront of sustainable farming in Hawaii, has been doing this kind of farming for quite a while. And I met John through a friend of mine in Hawaii named Alan Wong. I don't know how many of you know Alan Wong. He has a restaurant in Honolulu called Alan's, if you're ever there. Extraordinary restaurant, and just an amazing chef. Alan is the one who shared John with us. And when I met John, we realized that we grew up in Lake Worth, Florida. He was a couple years ahead of me. We went to the same school together. So he's an airline pilot for Hawaiian Air. So go for how your life evolves and who ends up where and doing what, and ultimately coming together through a profession and through ingredients. Because if you think about cooking is a very simple equation, whether it's per se or bouchon or any restaurants that you go to. It's all about ingredients and execution. So the better the ingredients, of course, the better chef you're going to be, and the more skilled team that you have, the better chef you're going to be. So it's basically that. And we spend a lot of time resourcing our ingredients, and of course, we spend a lot of time choosing, training, hiring, mentoring our team, and giving them all the possible tools that they need to be able to execute at a very high level. With that said, the next course we're going to do tonight, one thing that we're doing is, and you probably see this compressed Easter egg radishes. You're probably, what's compressed mean? Does anybody know what compression is? I mean, you all know what compression is. I know. I wear compression, gym shorts when I'm running. I guess my veins and my blood flowing. But recently, in the past 10 years, we've used a vacuum packing machine or a chamber machine, sous vide machine, or a cryovac machine to compress vegetables, and that's exactly what it does. It compresses vegetables. In other words, it draws all the oxygen out of it, and then compresses the meat together, the flesh together. The first time we did this was our chef in Las Vegas, Mark Hopper, and this was about 9 years ago, and I was there, and he served me what looked like sashimi, and this is a French bistro, and I'm looking at my plate, and I'm going, why is Mark Hopper serving me sashimi in bouchon? He knows how much I enjoy just traditional French classic bistro fare. He knows how I hate, this fussiness in the bistro. And I tasted that, it was perfectly sliced, perfect medallions. When I tasted it, it was the most intense watermelon I'd ever tasted. What he had done is he took a cube of watermelon, put it in the cryovac machine, and compressed it. Now watermelon has a lot of air in it. And certainly is light in color, but when you take all that air out and compress that meat, that flesh together, it becomes very dense and very dark. And so that was the moment that we started compressing, and after that we started compressing everything. Anything we get our hands on, we tried to compress, which is just a fun thing to do. And of course, it's become something now that a lot of people do in compression, and it's a lot of fun to do compressed vegetables, fruits, things like that. So that's where compression comes from, and we'll see some of that tonight. Sometimes we'll compress it with a vinaigrette, so we're actually forcing a liquid into the vegetable or into the fruit. Take a vinaigrette and put it in the cryovac machine in the bag with the vegetable. Of course, as that air is is drawn out, and you pressure, you put that pressure on it, it forces that liquid into it. So it's a wonderful way also of getting flavor and moisture sometimes into something. The next we're doing Atlantic halibut. We love Atlantic halibut because a halibut is a lean fish, but in the halibut family, the halibut from the Atlantic has more fat in it than the halibut from the Pacific. So we like fat, of course. Fat gives us flavor, gives us richness, gives us texture, and of course the halibut in the Atlantic are also a little smaller than the halibut in the Pacific, so they don't tend to get us so lean. So we're serving the Atlantic halibut tonight with San Marzano tomato marmalade and some beans. So it's almost like a cassoulet of beans with tomatoes in a wonderful way. It has flavor components that have reference points. We've all tasted these flavors before. We're bringing that together with our fish dish. And then of course we have Snake River Farms beef tonight. Snake River Farms is a farm on the Snake River in Idaho. We've been working with Snake River for the past 12 years. And when I first was introduced to Snake River by our meat supplier in Los Angeles. And it just goes to show you how diversified some of the purveyors are today, where you can work with somebody in one city who's working with a farmer in another state who's able to supply you all the way across the country. And Snake River is one of those farms, again, that works with sustainability, but more importantly, they work with animals that they know the origin of. And it's very important to know where these animals come from. It's the primary reason when there is an outbreak of some kind of disease, the problem always is, where did that animal come from? And they spend months trying to identify where the animal comes from. A lot of the farms today, certainly the responsible farms, are actually birthing their own animals. Not that Snake River does that totally, but they understand where they're coming from so they can track them and make sure they're coming from a reliable source. So that's our feast tonight. Then we're going to follow with the dessert, which is something that we all love, malted milk and chocolate. So I wish you all a wonderful meal, and thank you for listening to me. Enjoy.
Thank you.